NCQA conversation at NAMSS 2025. I was really excited to be attending this year's conference. And honestly, the fact that NCQA even hosted a panel and allowing people to bring topics up for conversation was really awesome. Now, one of the key takeaways in a conversation, which really brought applause into the room because someone discussed it, was the changes on the application for race, ethnicity, and language fields. So CR10 Element A, it does require practitioners to attest to race, ethnicity, and language fields before submission to the credentialing committee. So at NAMSS, everyone was talking about it, like how do we initiate it? When do we bring it up? When do we get basically a ding against, or it hurts us on an audit? Like when does this take place? So the purpose of it was it increased, or rolling this out, I guess you could say, it increased the tightened verification windows, it expanded continuous monitoring, and then that's where these new practitioner application requirements came into place. But the goal was to help credentialing teams stay compliant, avoid bias, and prepare for a year ahead, right? Following NAMSS, my question to NCQA. So I noted that there was an overwhelming concern about the committee making decisions based on race, ethnicity, and language in light of the NCQA changes. Now, mind you, you guys do have options to reach out to your NCQA representatives to ask questions and they can respond. So my question is posed here of, is it possible for a provider to not complete the section prior to sending that application to committee? Now, my question was raised because can a provider identify the elements that NCQA is requesting after committee reviews? That's where I was going with this. And their response was, you won't be meeting the intent of the CR10 Element A, which is the expectations that practitioners attest to the required information prior to submitting to committee and clients. So I was asking, is there an optional disclosure, but attestation is required before review? Now, they mentioned that organizations, they're not penalized if providers opt out, only if decisions occur without attestation. So NCQA's intent, again, is to prevent biased decision-making during committee review. So you won't get penalized if they don't supply the info. You could get penalized if you don't supply it without a note of disclosure that they're not submitting. So the impact and the teams that would be affected by this are those within that CVO space or credentialing teams. So again, if this is still unclear to you, feel free to reach out to your NCQA representatives, ask your questions as well. They do respond super quick. And this is not like by any means an NCQA sponsored webinar. I'm just bringing to light how you could ask questions, the fact that they answer, and following NAMSS, I fired off this question and they responded quickly, but it really did bring to light when this change should take place and what process of like maybe your frontline for credentialing and how to avoid being penalized or how to avoid basically failing this process in an audit.